So we're gonna start off cutting some carrots. This first set of carrots, I'm gonna chop up a reasonable size. These are gonna be the carrots that are going to be roasted in our broth. And then you'll see me do a second set of carrots, which I'm going to chop up way thicker, way chunkier, just because these are the carrots that will be used to put inside of the chicken as part of the stuffing. Next vegetable that we're going to be using today is an onion. I feel like that's holy grail. Even though I don't even like onions, I feel like you gotta cook with onions. It just gives an amazing flavor to the dish. So we're gonna chop this small onion in half, and then that half we're gonna chop up into chunky pieces. There's no real way. If you want to be more delicate with it, by all means, but this is going to be shoved into the turkey's butt, and then the rest of it will be put around in the broth to roast as well, just to flavor everything. Now, taking a small lemon, we're gonna cut that in half as well. We're gonna save one half for the stuffing of the chicken, and then we're gonna try to cut the other half into as many slices as possible. As you can see, it didn't work out too well for me, but hey, this is what we got. It's completely fine. So we're moving on to the chicken, which has already been cleaned and all that good stuff. I didn't show it on camera. Don't worry about that. But what we're gonna do, or what I like to do, is score the chicken right above each part, like 4 parts of the chicken. I don't know how to describe that, but you see what I'm doing, just so that when we start to flavor and season, the flavor and the juices really get inside the meat, because that is the key. Nobody want no bland, dry meat, baby. So let me tell you, okay? So the seasonings I'm using are going to be my Goya adobo, my basil leaves, my garlic and herbs, my garlic powder, a salt and pepper, of course, and I cannot tell you how much I use because no shade, I'm black, and I just shook my hand until my hand said stop shaking. And so the only tip I can really tell you about seasoning this bird is that more is definitely better. More is definitely better. You're going to be roasting this and steaming this. You want to make sure that all those flavors really seep inside to that chicken, or really seep and slide off the chicken into your broth mixture, so that you really have a very flavorful broth. So, and I don't even think I put enough, TBH. I was trying to be like, okay, I'm doing this for the YouTubers, I don't know how they're gonna feel about if I put a lot of seasoning, but let me tell you, my bird be red by the time I'm done seasoning it. So don't feel any type of way if you use a lot of seasoning, and also if you don't, it's all to taste. So now we're gonna move into this part. I don't really know what to tell you. This is just my butter thing. I really love to do this. I've seen a lot of other people do it, so I know that it's common. I'm going to take 3 sticks of butter. You use however much you want, and I'm going to season that very, very well. We're going to use salt, pepper, and my garlic and herb seasonings, and we're just going to mash that all up until it's a nice cohesive little butter ball thingamathingy. And then we're going to go ahead and move on to the next step, which is buttering the chicken. I really know this is gonna look crazy, you guys, but trust me, it's one of the best ways to get a really moist and like nice crispy sort of chicken. It just gives a lot more flavor, and I don't feel like you can go wrong with butter. Right now I don't have any health problems in my life or in my family, so I can do this. If you cannot, please do not. If you have high cholesterol or something like that, please do not do this. You can still achieve this roasted chicken without using this method. Comment down below, I'll tell you some alternatives, but please do not kill yourself trying to copy this recipe if you cannot handle it, okay? Because this is 3 sticks of butter that I'm placing all over this chicken, and I'm placing it mostly right on the top, or where I really want that crispy goldenness to be. But in reality, once this melts down, guys, it's gonna melt into the chicken where we scored it, and then it's gonna melt down into the broth. and then that's gonna also flavor the broth, and the chicken is gonna suck all that up and all that good stuff. Okay, so once we're done and we're happy with that, we're gonna move into stuffing. I'm just gonna put that lemon in there. I'm gonna put those pieces of carrots that I chopped up. I'm gonna shove them pieces of onions that I chopped up right into that booty hole, and then when we done, I'm gonna show you what we do next. So now we're gonna fill the bottom of the pan with our vegetables that we're gonna be using. I am also going to be using celery and potatoes, but I am parboiling my potatoes, so those come in the end. And the same thing with celery, just because I don't want the celery to get too soft, I do like a little crunch to it. So, but here you see, like I told you, we're putting those smaller pieces of carrots and the onions down on the bottom and base of the pan, and then we're going to put our lemon on top, get that lemon flavor roasted in there. A little bit of olive oil and a little bit of chicken broth. I like to use olive oil simply because olive oil does not evaporate. The chicken broth and everything will evaporate, and I love to have a lot of juice in my roasted chicken because I'm gonna smother my mashed potatoes in that baby. So I definitely make sure that I put a lot of broth in there. Again, please, if you want less, by all means. If you don't want oil, by all means. It's like not even a real recipe. It's just how I do it. So yeah. Now, the key to this, in my opinion, when you're doing the aluminum foil, is that you have to tent it. I know my camera doesn't show it the most amazingly, but it's tented so that the top of the aluminum foil is not touching the chicken. So that way, none of the butter is rubbing off on the aluminum foil. The lemon doesn't move anywhere. And you can see this is what it looks like. So this is about 20 minutes out. My oven was on 400 for 20 minutes. And I just took this out right now to baste it, just to get the juices going in there. And I would like to taste my broth as well, just to see if I need to add any more seasoning to it. But it was pretty good. It was pretty good. And what I'm going to do now is add in my parboiled potatoes. I'm going to cut those in half. And then I'm also going to chop in my celery. I feel like because they're parboiled, I don't want to put them in from the beginning. They're already kind of soft. You don't want them to be mashed potatoes inside of your roasted chicken. So if you're not going to parboil them, please put your potatoes in the beginning when you're putting your carrots and your onions in, okay? So I'm just gonna do that, and I'm gonna go ahead and chop in some celery, and then I'm gonna put it back in, and we'll see what it looks like again in the next 20 minutes. So 20 minutes has passed. You're looking at an equal time of 40 minutes now. I know that the bird looks very white, but that's because we still had the aluminum foil on it. Right now is the cooking time. It's not worrying about the browning time. So I'm just going ahead and basting that, getting that all cute and ready and all that. And then now that I'm going to start working on the browning, I'm going to top it off with my basil leaves. I just feel like if I put it on before, it gets this kind of crunchy burn feeling. I personally just like to add it on right before I do the roasting part. And here we are, nice and roasted and crispy, and it's cooked thoroughly. It tastes really great. And that's it. You're just gonna baste a little bit more right before you serve. Get it nice and juicy looking. You know, look at that. Ooh, I'm hungry again. I'm about to go make me some leftovers. Stop playing. That's it. Yeah, you played it however you wanted and all that good stuff. Yeah, I hope you guys like this. Comment down what you want to see next, and until next time.